Let's see if you've got what it takes to solve this PSLE Math 2023 question on area and perimeter. Let's read this question together. The triangle shown in figure 1 is an isosceles triangle where AC equals BC. Some of these triangles were placed in a rectangle. Let's look at the figure and see what we can tell, okay? This rectangle has a length and a breadth. We don't know how many triangles fit along the length, but we can see from the diagram that 3 of these triangles fit nicely along the breadth of the rectangle, right? Next, we are given that 24 pins were used to pin up all the triangles. So the question that we should be asking ourselves is whether there's a relationship between the number of pins and the number of triangles. Now from the diagram, we can see that we need 2 pins to put up 1 triangle. However, since we are putting the triangles up side by side, what do you notice? Can you see that every 2 triangles share 1 pin? And that's why we only need 4 pins to put up these 3 triangles. And this is one of the booby traps that you need to pay attention to, okay? The number of pins is 1 more than the number of triangles. Now there are 2 parts to this question. In part A, we need to find the length of XY. And what's so special about XY? Yep, XY is also the length of this rectangle. So if you spotted that, great job! Now how can we make use of what we know so far to solve this question? We know that we have 24 pins all around this rectangle. To make this problem a little easier for us, let's get rid of the pins along the breadth first, okay? We have 4 pins here and another 4 pins here. Should we subtract these pins from the total? We could do that, but these pins at the corner will be gone. So instead of subtracting 4 pins from each side, let's just subtract the pins that are not on the corner of this rectangle, alright? Let's subtract 2 pins each. And this gives us a nice number of 20. Do you know what's the next step? Well, since we want to find the length of XY, we are going to divide this by 2 to find the number of pins on one side of the rectangle. Do you get 10? Now the next thing that we want to do is to find the number of triangles on XY. How many triangles do you think there are? Remember the booby trap that we mentioned earlier on? The number of pins is 1 more than the number of triangles. So since we have 10 pins, this means that we should have 10 minus 1, 9 triangles. So far so good. And since we didn't fall into this trap, finding the length of XY now becomes easy peasy. From the diagram, we can tell that the base of this triangle is 40 centimeters. Agree? And since XY is made up of the bases of 9 triangles, we can multiply 40 by 9. And this gives us an answer of 360 centimeters. So the length of XY is 360 centimeters. Do you get that? Next, let's take a look at part B. What is the area covered by all the triangles? How do we solve this? We know that there are 9 triangles along the length of the rectangle, and we know that there are 3 triangles along the breadth, right? So how many triangles do we have? We have 9 plus 3 plus 9 plus 3, 24 triangles in all. And now it's time to throw away the rectangle. We are just going to look at the triangles. Do you remember the formula for finding the area of a triangle? Using our friendly half times base times height, we can find the area of one triangle. Let's multiply half by 40 by 20. This gives us 400 square centimeters. And now that we know the area of one triangle, can you guess what we are going to do next? Yep, let's find the area that's covered by all the triangles. And all we need to do is to multiply the area of one triangle by 24. And this gives us an answer of 9,600 square centimeters. Did you get tricked by this PSLE Math 2023 question? Let us know in the comments below, okay?